Chapter 4. A Secret for Two. Montreal is a very large city with very small streets. Prince Edward Street is only 4 blocks long. Pierre Dupin had delivered milk to the families on the street for 30 years now. During the past 15 years, a large horse named Joseph has drawn the milk wagon for Pierre. When the big brown horse first came to the Provincial Milk Company, Pierre said, "This is a kind, gentle and a faithful horse. I will name him after good Saint Joseph, who was also kind and gentle." Within a year, Joseph knew the milk route as well as Pierre. Each morning, Pierre arrived at the stables of the Provincial Milk Company at 5 o'clock. The wagon would be loaded, and Joseph was hitched to it. Pierre took off. Then Jacques, the foreman, would say, "All right, Pierre, go on." And they would proudly go down the street. The wagon, without any direction from Pierre, turned right 2 blocks for Prince Edward Street. The horse would stop at the first house. Pierre would get down from his seat and put a bottle of milk at the front door. Then the horse would go skipping to houses and stopping at the third. In this way, he would continue down the length of the street. Then Joseph would turn around and come back along to the milk company. Pierre would boast at the stable of Joseph's skill. He knows just where to stop. Even a blind man could handle my route with Joseph pulling the wagon. This went on for years. Pierre and Joseph both grew old together. Pierre's huge walrus mustache was pure white now. Joseph didn't lift his knees so high. Jacques, the foreman of the stables, never noticed that they were getting old until Pierre appeared one morning carrying a heavy walking stick. "Hey, Pierre, a walking stick," Jacques laughed. Pierre said, "One grows old, one's legs get tired. You should teach that horse to carry the milk to the front door for you," Jacques suggested. Pierre could neither read nor write. Most of the drivers made the weekly bills and collect the money, but Jacques had excused Pierre from this task. All Pierre had to do was to arrive at 5 in the morning, walk to his wagon and deliver the milk. He returned 2 hours later, got down stiffly from his seat, and then limped slowly down the street. One morning, the president of the Provincial Milk Company came on an inspection. Jacques pointed Pierre out to him and said, "Watch how he talks to that horse, sir. I think those two share a secret. Pierre is a good man, Monsieur President. Would it be too bold of me to suggest that he be retired and be given a small pension?" He added anxiously. "But of course," the president said, "I know his record. He has been on this route now for 30 years and never once has there been a complaint. Tell him, he should rest now, his salary will stay the same." But Pierre refused to retire. He was panic-stricken at the thought of not driving Joseph every day. "We are 2 old men," he said to Jacques. "When Joseph is ready to retire, then I, too, will quit." Jacques understood. Then one morning, it was cold and dark. Jacques had dreadful news for Pierre when he arrived. Jacques said, "Pierre, your horse, Joseph, did not wake up this morning. He was very old, Pierre. He was 25, and that is like being 75 for a man." "Yes," Pierre said slowly, "yes, I am 70, and I cannot see Joseph again. Pierre took one step forward, then turned back. No, no, you don't understand, Jacques. Jacques clapped him on the shoulder. We'll find another horse just as good as Joseph. The look in Pierre's eyes stopped him. For years, Pierre had worn a heavy cap. Now Jacques looked into Pierre's eyes, and he saw a dead, lifeless look in them. Take today off, Pierre, Jacques said, but already Pierre was hobbling off down the street. He had tears streaming down his cheeks. Pierre walked to the corner and stepped into the street. There was a warning yell from the driver of a huge truck that was coming fast. There was the scream of brakes, but Pierre heard neither. 5 minutes later, an ambulance doctor said, "He's dead." Jacques and several milk wagon drivers had arrived, and they looked down at the still figure. "I couldn't help it," the truck driver protested. "He walked right into my truck. He walked into it like a blind man." The ambulance doctor bent down. "Of course, the man is blind. See those cataracts. This man has been blind for 5 years." He turned to Jacques and said, "You say he worked for you, didn't you know he was blind?" No, Jacques said it, softly. "None of us knew. Only one knew, a friend of his named Joseph. It was a secret between those two."